Many everyday habits have negative consequences on your brain. From not getting enough sleep, to eating too much junk food, these habits can harm your brain health in a negative way. Remember, your brain is a delicate organ, and it needs to be taken care of if you want it to function at its best. Discover which 10 habits can be dangerous for your brain and how to improve them. 1. Too much stress. Too much stress can be harmful to your brain. When you are under a lot of stress, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol can damage the hippocampus, which is the part of the brain that helps you remember things. This can damage the cells in the brain, and lead to problems with memory and learning. So stress can also increase your risk of developing Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. If you're constantly stressed, you may have trouble concentrating, recalling information, and making decisions. You may also be more likely to have anxiety and depression. 2. Not enough sleep. One of the worst habits that you can have for your brain is not getting enough sleep. Sleep is essential for brain health. It allows your brain to rest and recover from the day. When you don't get enough sleep, your brain doesn't have a chance to recover. This can lead to problems with memory, concentration, and overall brain health. If you want to keep your brain healthy, it's important to get enough sleep. Most adults need around 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. If you're not getting that much, it's time to make some changes. Try going to bed and waking up at the same time each day. Avoid caffeine and electronics before bed. These can make it harder to fall asleep. Creating a bedtime routine can also help you get the sleep you need. 3. A poor diet. A poor diet can have a negative impact on your brain health. Eating a diet that is high in unhealthy fats and sugars can lead to problems such as obesity, which is a risk factor for developing dementia. A diet that is low in healthy foods like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains can also contribute to poor brain health. You tend to gain weight if you don't maintain a proper diet and eat unhealthy foods. That affects the brain too. That's our next topic. 4. Not getting enough exercise. Not getting enough exercise also harm your brain health. Exercise helps to improve blood flow to the brain, and increase the production of neurotrophic factors, which are proteins that help to protect and repair brain cells. Lack of exercise has been linked to an increased risk of developing Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. Also, the link between obesity and the brain is a fascinating topic that scientists have only recently begun to explore. New research adds important pieces to the puzzle. In last few years, researchers have found that obesity or having higher levels of fat distributed over the body is associated with smaller volumes of important structures of the brain, including gray matter structures that are located in the center of the brain. Another study showed that the brain's prefrontal cortex, an area that is important for complex thinking, planning, and self-control, is less active in people who tend to overeat, which may lead to obesity and weight gain. But the story does not end here. It's not just the case that obesity is causing these issues in the brain structure and function, but it is this reciprocal relationship. That differences in brain structure and function can cause obesity. So, it's time to get up and start moving. 5. Multitasking. Multitasking might seem like a clever way to get a grip on an out-of-control to-do list, but research shows otherwise. Multitasking does more harm than good. Research conducted at Stanford University found that multitasking is less productive than doing a single thing at a time. In their study they found that heavy multitaskers were actually worse at multitasking than those who like to do a single thing at a time. People who think they are multitasking are merely transitioning from one thing to another. There's a cognitive penalty every time they do it. They have more trouble organizing their thoughts and filtering out irrelevant information, and they are slower at switching from one task to another. Researchers at the University of Sussex in the UK found that high multitaskers had less brain density in the anterior cingulate cortex, a region responsible for empathy as well as cognitive and emotional control. A study at the University of London found that, in addition to slowing you down, multitasking lowers your IQ. 6. Smoking. Smoking is another habit that can harm your brain health. Smoking damages the blood vessels and reduces blood flow to the brain. This can lead to problems such as stroke and cognitive decline. Smoking harms nearly every organ in your body, including your brain. It's a leading cause of death and disease worldwide. There's no safe amount of smoking, and even exposure to passive smoking is harmful. Quitting smoking is one of the best things you can do for your brain health. Talk to your doctor about ways to quit smoking that are right for you. 7. Drinking too much alcohol. Alcohol consumption has been linked to an increased risk of developing dementia and other cognitive problems. Too much alcohol consumption can lead to a number of problems for the brain. It can damage the hippocampus, which is responsible for memory formation. This can lead to problems with memory and learning. Alcohol can also damage the frontal lobe, which is responsible for executive functions like planning and decision-making. This can lead to problems with judgment and impulse control. Heavy alcohol use can also increase the risk of developing dementia. Dementia is a condition that causes problems with memory, thinking, and behavior. It is most common in older adults, but it can occur at any age. Alcohol use is thought to be a leading cause of dementia. Too much alcohol consumption can also lead to brain shrinkage. Brain shrinkage is when the brain loses some of its cells. This can lead to problems with memory and thinking. Overall, too much alcohol consumption can have a negative impact on the brain. 8. A sedentary lifestyle. Studies have shown that people who are inactive have a higher risk of developing dementia and other cognitive problems. Sitting for long periods of time can damage the brain by causing it to shrink. This is because sitting decreases the flow of blood and oxygen to the brain. Inactivity also leads to the buildup of plaque in the arteries, which can block blood flow to the brain. A sedentary lifestyle can also increase your risk of developing depression and anxiety. This is because people who are inactive often have lower levels of serotonin, a chemical that helps regulate mood. Exercise, on the other hand, has been shown to increase levels of serotonin and improve mood. So, if you want to keep your brain healthy, it's important to get up and move around regularly. Taking a brisk walk, going for a bike ride, or taking a dance class are all great ways to get your body moving and your brain working. 9. Drug use. Drugs can interfere with the way your brain produces and uses chemicals. This can lead to changes in your mood, behavior, and thinking. They can also damage the structure of your brain cells. This can lead to problems with memory, learning, and decision-making. Long-term drug use can also increase your risk of developing mental health disorders such as anxiety and depression. If you or someone you know is struggling with drug addiction, there is help available. There are many resources that can provide support and assistance in recovery. 10. Excessive exposure to technology. Studies have shown that spending too much time on devices like phone, laptop can lead to attention problems, sleep issues, and even depression. One of the ways that technology can harm your brain is by causing you to lose focus. When you're constantly staring at a screen, your brain has trouble focusing on anything else. This can lead to problems with concentration and productivity. Another way that technology can harm your brain is by disrupting your sleep. The blue light emitted by screens can interfere with your body's natural sleep cycle. This can lead to insomnia and other sleep problems. Finally, this can also cause or worsen depression. Social media platforms can give users a false sense of comparison and perfection. This can trigger feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. Constant use of technology can also isolate people from real-life social interactions, which can worsen depression symptoms. We hope that this video has opened your eyes to some of the habits that could be harming your brain. If the health of your brain and the quality of your life are important to you, you must learn to care for your brain, whether now or in the future. A few lifestyle adjustments could help you improve your memory significantly. Be mindful of these habits and try to avoid them as much as possible. Your brain will thank you for it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed or learned something from the video, please share it with others. Give us a thumbs up if you liked this video. Consider subscribing if you're new to the channel and want to see more like this. See you in the next one.